you've never heard of Aikode, then today is your lucky day because I'm about to put you on to this interesting new project. Just from seeing a bit of the cutscenes and gameplay, you might start thinking that this looks like Nier. And you're not totally wrong, but there's much more to it than that. I was given an early access code for the demo and got a chance to get hands-on with what Aikode really is. The developer Ace made it very clear that this demo was more of an experience than a combat demo. So most of what we take away from it is the characters, the graphics, the environments, and a short peek at the story. And speaking of the story, it's looking like it's gonna end up as one of those games that have a lot of deeper meaning and symbolism mixed into it. And just like the Nier series, it looks like it's going to be going over quite a few people's heads at points. But hey, I'm cool with the avant-garde storytelling just as long as it's told the right way. And so far I gotta say that a lot of what they've shown in the demo has me interested in seeing more. And I won't pretend like I totally get it, but I do understand the connections to things like Schrodinger's cat, and also the symbols of puppet strings telling me that it's going to be a surreal and mind-bending story for sure. But the most exciting part about the whole demo had to be the environments. We start off in this white empty space and it seems really basic. But after walking for a bit, the entire thing opens up and we find ourselves in the middle of Shibuya. And depending on what you're a fan of, you might love or just straight up hate Shibuya by now. But this mainly reminded me of Kingdom Hearts with the sheer scale, the rain, and the lighting effects that we see from buildings. And a few more areas we entered into also reminded me of some other areas that we would see in Kingdom Hearts. Like this one place that looks very close to Traverse Town, and this other place that looks a lot like Scala ad Caelum. The visuals alone make me hyped to see exactly what this game has to offer because it looks so damn beautiful. A lot of the areas were blocked off in the demo, but just knowing that this kind of scale and detail was planned out has me so much more excited to play it. And just like the developers said, this demo wasn't really meant to showcase the combat, but we did get a chance to fight a few enemies and do a boss battle against an enemy called the Puppet. You get a good feeling for the movement through the fights, and so far it feels really responsive. Your attacks latch onto the enemies you target even from far away, so it's pretty easy to keep the momentum going. And when you run, the animation for it looks like the character is skating around and they glide so smoothly. And it makes me wish that we had a bit more room to explore some of these areas so I could skate around all of them. And right away you can see some more inspiration from Nier since you can use your robot companion to shoot at enemies. The damage for that isn't very high of course, but the added chip damage came in pretty handy when I went back to play the hard version of the boss fight. And so far there's not too much to say about combos, but we do have two main attack buttons. If you're playing on an Xbox controller, then the Y button can be used for area attacks and you can hold it to launch enemies into the air. And then you can use the B button for all your up close and basic attacks. And so far nothing's really too complex, but again the combat is still being worked on. Despite that, there's still a difficulty setting for the boss where you lose if you take one hit, so at least we know there's going to be some high skilled levels put in here. The entire demo took me about a half hour to go through, and I have to say that it's looking great so far. The part I'm looking forward to the most is seeing more of the levels and the details within the world. You can tell that a lot of attention went into it, and that's the biggest highlight within the entire demo. I even like the details on the Shibuya buildings because some of those advertisements show some other indie games that I've had my eye on recently. But if you guys want to follow along with the development for Aikode, I'll leave a link below so you can see more updates. They constantly post new stuff on Twitter, so you have a lot of new features you can look forward to. Also, a huge thanks to the developer Ace for the demo code, and I do wish you all the best for this project. Let me know in the comments if you're looking forward to checking out Aikode. Subscribe for more videos just like this one, and I'll see you all in the next video.